Good evening, folks. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Well, my guest today is a candidate for Ward 5 City Council. Her name is Kristen Cockrell. Y'all know her dad, you know her mom, you know her family. I mean, from the east side of town. So, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. The title of this show is At the Ballot Box. And the reason why I titled it that is because that's how we solve our disputes, our problems, our disappointments. That's changed for us.
Yeah.
And so definitely want people, this is your first time running for office, isn't it?
Come again. I was trying to do my laptop. I'm sorry.
Fire.
It's not working. Okay. I'm all yours.
Okay, so tell us a little bit, tell the people something about yourself, why you're running, your qualifications, of course, just your family and everything.
Alrighty. So my name is Kristen Cockrell. I am married. I never changed my last name when I was married. I was telling you earlier, I tried to get Rob to change his last name, but he wasn't going for it. I just my family is small. You know, my grandma had 2 boys, and one of those passed away in Lockheed Martin, and so family is really big for me. Mm-hmm. So
you said Lockheed Martin, he was one of the individuals that was killed?
Yeah, Sam Cockrell.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
That was really tragic.
It really was. Yeah. It really sucked because then my daddy had so many questions afterwards.
Yeah.
But of course he killed himself, so unanswered.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 daughters, Kennedy and Robin Kate. They keep me on my toes. 8 and 4 years old.
And what is it that you do?
I am the interventionist at a school here.
A school here. I guess you are a counselor. You intervene for children with deviant behaviors?
Not behavior, academic.
Academic?
I just try to target in and help them be successful in all they do. So I look forward to moving all of my babies on to the next cycle to be out of my care.
That's good.
Yes.
So tell us why you're running.
You know, this is my first time in politics. Mm-hmm. However, I feel like I have a heart for the people, and I have a heart for Meridian. So I was born at Maddie Hersey Hospital. My mom always told me I'm one of the last breeds because I was born in '88, and we moved to Louisiana afterwards. And so growing up in a big city, you kind of know, the outlooks of how things you want to be and everything. So I moved back to Meridian when my grandma got robbed. My dad and then I worked for American Red Cross for a little bit until we went to an all-volunteer office here. But I feel like Meridian has so much to offer, and I feel that under the right leadership, we could be awesome. We can be better than Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, Seattle, Washington is like a really popping city right now. So
I just know of the name. I don't know much about Seattle, Washington. That's where you live prior to coming here?
No. Okay. I never lived in Seattle. I just always visit. I'm a traveler.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I never had the pleasure of going to the Washington period, not Washington State, but Washington, D.C. I did.
One day.
Yeah. And so you're running for Ward 5 City Council.
I am running for Ward 5 City Council.
What's the Linderman seat?
He is running for mayor. And so I hope you all support him like you support me. I hope you all support me.
Yeah. We had a couple of times we was at some protests. So yeah, she is active in the community, and she really cares about the community, and she's from this city, and I think she'll do an excellent job. So I'm getting ready to vote. I don't really know whether I want to vote for you or not, so what would you tell me?
I would just have to tell you, for one, that I'm a people's person. And a lot of people don't know me here in Meridian, and I feel like that may be an advantage to my point because I'm not a part of any groups or any cliques.
College education, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So,
which school?
I went to PRCC, and then I'm still in school. I'm going to get my master's.
What is PLCC?
PRCC.
PRCC. It sounds like a post-conviction collateral relief. You know, one of the forms to get out of jail with.
So PRCC, Pearl River Community College, is where I started. And then...
is that a private college?
No, that's in Poplarville, Mississippi.
in Poplarville, Mississippi?
Yes. And I know you've heard of Chapel Hart from Poplarville, Mississippi.
I ain't never heard none of that too.
We gotta play some of their music.
She one of these foreigners around here. Talk about Poplar. Oh yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But no, they're really awesome. They're 3 black women who sing country, and they made it really big.
Yeah.
Just so happened to be my best friend.
Well, here's what I like to say to the people out there. I think while education is important, and she's very educated, and so is myself, what we need is people that care about this community. People that's not going to fall lockstep in with, we'll say, the status quo,
right,
and to continue to do things like this. And I think that's what's wrong with this city, is that they continue to do things the same exact way. And as we can see, you can see. How you doing, Richard?
Hey, how you doing?
Y'all see Richard over there. Richard goes to church with me on Sunday. We have a good time, don't we, Richard?
Real good.
Richard, can I play the guitar pretty good?
Oh, real good.
Do I sing okay?
Yeah, I think they had you singing one time. You had to jump up and take a part because they needed some bigger support.
It would have been good if he said that with the same confidence he said with me playing too, Bill. y'all could deduct from that my singing still needed a little work. Can you sing? You can sing.
You know what? You know how they say if you don't use the gifts God gave you, you lose them.
But you can sing. I think I heard you hum or something.
Yeah.
Don't you stab me, Tony. This is the one I was telling you had those pretty eyes. You can see them too. Look in the camera. Uh-oh, don't you do that. She's wicked. No, she's a good person. She's married.
I'm a Libra, so I like everything balanced. Everything has
I'm a Libra
to be.
Also.
Oh, when's your birthday?
October the 9th.
Oh, I'm October 20th. Everything has to be balanced.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I feel like everyone should vote. We had a really good turnout for presidential, and I know sometimes city election can kind of drizzle down the numbers. I put on my personal Facebook page that if you've moved, thinking about moving, after, you make sure you register to vote. And I work a lot with Inspire Walker too.
Yeah, and make sure that you have the right address. If you move, make sure you go and change that. But remember, nobody can tell you you cannot vote. You can always vote by affidavit. You just have to show whatever kind of evidence that they need within 5 days upon completion of the election.
Right.
So I appreciate you stopping in and everything, and we're going to take a small break. But I think the people might, if y'all have some questions for Dice, won't you flash that up there and flash the number up that you can call in. And again, we're going to tell you to always like us and subscribe. But I wanted to say this is that we also have Kim Barney Houston is going to be running for mayor, folks. I don't think she has announced yet. So all of you out there, look at the back of your car and run for office, because you never ran before for office. Am I right or wrong?
I have not. I just have a heart for the people, and I believe.
Yeah. And you want change.
I do.
Yeah.
I want to make. Do we have time or you want to go to break?
No. We got time for that. Yeah.
I want to see, because
we thought you was running out of steam, so
No, my children grow up here, so I really feel like we need something to engage them. I mean, like my children are in Girl Scouts. Well, my child, because Kennedy's 8, but we really need something for our children to do. I actually reached out to. I hope he doesn't mind me saying, because I didn't. I'm not gonna.
Well, you just say you reached out to.
I reached out to a
person, individual.
I think you all call yourselves Meridianites.
Yeah.
I reached out to a seasoned Meridianite, and he was telling me how you guys used to play baseball.
You got to be talking about Randall Jennings.
No, I'm
or somebody like that. But this is one of the things that Bull did, and I think that's how he got his start. We did play baseball here, and that's one of the things that's missing is that there's nothing for our children to do. No one's addressing that. We closing buildings down and we leave them up until they get in deplorable condition, and then we tear them down. Now we're becoming more and more like. Have you guys ever been in Texas? When you go to parts of Texas, it's so spacious. When traveling through.
Right.
Meridian is beginning to look like that. It's beginning to look like Van Zandt County, Canton, Texas. I mean, you have a building here and a mile away another building.
Right.
Meridian is beginning to look like that, not because these buildings was not there, because they're being torn down and they're not building them back up.
Right.
And, well, you can't beat the Dice Man. The Dice Man just distracted me, folks. Y'all get him for that. Get him too, Bill. Get him, Kristen.
Dice. Now you know better.
Your mama should have been here, huh? I mean, your grandmother.
Yes.
Yeah. She's still lucid and getting around and everything for herself, and she's 92.
She is. She's doing really good.
And Dice, that's the same way your grandmother is, right? Mm-hmm. These ladies are blessed. They were born in the same year, months apart.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Tell her happy birthday. Yeah.
I really want to bring some activities for the children. So I'm working on a baseball league. Hopefully we can have it up by this summer. I'm going to be asking the city to make sure all the parks are up to par to house them. And I'm going to be reaching out to small businesses, asking to sponsor jerseys for the children and having everything for the kids, something to do.
That'll be good.
Hopefully COVID is over.
What about jobs? Have you thought about jobs? Have you thought about the hotels, the restaurants? What have you thought about that?
My thing is clearly I like to eat. I'm a big girl. Mm. But we need something more than fast foods. Let me tell you, I worked in fast food for 3 days in my adult life. And I said, you know what? This is not for me. So we definitely need better paying jobs for the people. And I actually started doing research on how to bring those jobs back to Meridian or to Meridian. They have like a lot of factories out there, and with the right resources, I believe we can bring some, it's one thing to bring fast food jobs here, but they only pay like $8. And what's that when you have more than one child?
Wage. That's right. And
what's that?
I got to say this, is that you're in school intervention, so that means you're an interventionist specialist. So you intervene when the grades are low. Nobody's coming here until we improve our school system. So we're going to have to do that. And that points to leadership. Because just think about it. If I'm a CEO of Nissan, I'm not coming here because I don't have anywhere that I can take my children. I don't have anywhere to live. There's nothing for my children to do. So they're going to stay in the house all day and be on, what's that, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 now. They're going to be on those games, and they're not going to do anything. And that's what's wrong with this community here.
Well,
so education is, I know you're in education, but I got to call it. I don't know. I can ask you, do you know what the rating from Meridian Public School?
I do, but let me just say this, because we try every single day. At the school I'm at, we try to give our children the best education we can. Now, I must go ahead and say it's only so much we can do. I mean, the city of Meridian puts so much pressure on the school district. I mean, the school district does beyond. Dr. Amy Carter does an amazing job. She does an amazing job. And it has to start at home.
And while I'm agree with you on all of that, again, you guys are not paid enough. So, and some of the people, because I know some of them are certified through emergency certification. If the salary was right, then you would bring teachers in that was certified already. So the salary is not right. So if you have a person that's teaching our children and unable to pass the teaching exam, then we have a problem here in our school system where we have teachers that are teaching our children that are not educated enough themselves in order to teach our children. Because while Amy Carter might be doing a great job, and this is not her, matter of fact, let's just go to break, because folks, I want to have this discussion, unless you want to stay here and defend Miss Carter.
I'm just gonna say this,
because I don't want her to be angry at you for what I say and for my position, because she's here and she's speaking up for Amy Carter, and I'm here and I have a different opinion, but I'm gonna respect you, and I ain't gonna even say anything adverse about the school system. Okay. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're running, and I tell you what, I'm gonna do all I can to support you in your endeavor. The best way I can. We're not gonna do this by Amy Carter. Amy Carter, you're doing a great job, lady. You heard her just say it.
I never met her directly, but I believe we have a great staff. In fact, my principal just got Principal of the Year, and do you know how proud that I am, just to be under her staff? So I feel like Meridian Public School District is doing an amazing job.
I just love you for saying it. Too bad you can't help but to love it. Don't stab me, Tony. I'm saying it in a very, a friendly way, not meaning she's married. And I am too to Tony.
Hello, Tony.
Don't you see how pretty her eyes are, Tony? She did me like that. I melted like butter. But I'm just kidding. I don't want to get you stabbed when you go home. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't get me
but I want to say this, is that I agree with you wholeheartedly that they have some. I've seen some of those teachers really struggle with our children. And you're right. At home, what do you do with a kid
Listen, let me just tell you this. You're talking about bringing in outside people. I have
didn't
a problem.
say that.
You said
I said
go off and get some people and bring them here. But when
I really believe
people,
that we have qualified people that are in the state of Mississippi that can work in our school system, but you got to pay them the money and make the job attractive so that they'll come here. And we got to have the resources. If we had more people like you with Meridian Public Schools, some of them just don't care. Some of the teachers don't care.
I haven't met one person that does not care. And let me tell you, you're talking about bringing people in, but the people here, you know, have you ever been on a job and they brought somebody else in?
They ain't gonna like that.
You see what I'm saying? And these people already are invested. I feel like everyone in Meridian has been through Meridian Public School District, and I feel like they have family here and they've worked here. Why would you bring someone else in?
We need it ain't about any of that. It's about the fact that Meridian Public School is either F or D. That's what it's about, and we need to get up to
working on that.
But they've been working on it for the last 4 or 5 years. And so at some point in time... You
don't build Rome overnight.
No, but it's been going on like that for the last 20 years.
I can't speak on 20 years because I wasn't here 20 years.
But I've been here.
And what have you done to change that?
I've been trying. Every time I try to run, they do something like what they just
did. But you can
did.
Do stuff without running.
Hey, look
you
here,
don't have to have a title to do something positive. You can come read to the kids. Well, not right now because of COVID. You can donate your time. And I guess that's what kind of aggravates me so much. Like, people always have something to say. But at the same turn, what are you doing to help?
That's a very good deflection. It still does not change the fact that Meridian Public School is a failing school system. And parents
I don't want to hear it because you have not done anything to help. What have you done to help? Give me 3 things. How long have you been? How old is your oldest child that's been through this school system? Have you ever joined PTO?
I'm waiting until you finish speaking because every time I attempt to speak, you cut me off.
I'm sorry.
See, I'm listening to you. Well, you said you was a teacher, not a lawyer, so
I know, but
I'm trying to teach you by demonstration. I'm listening to you.
Okay, so I just want to know.
You just did it again. Okay, now ask your question. Now I answer.
Tag you with me. Whose turn?
Okay, folks, she just asked me a question about what have I done. I can tell you one of the things, I've always been an activist here, and one of the things that I do, I call for the fire of Aim Carter. And in any place else, not shake your head, but you asked the question, so I'm going to answer it.
Okay.
So, folks, the reason why it's anywhere else, if you get an F and you have a school system and that's the lowest grade, you don't even go, if you fail the first grade, you don't go to the second grade if you fail it. If you have a school system that are failing out, that's failing, they grade this school system, that means a lot of the teachers are incompetent. I don't care how much you like them or how much you like Amy Carter, the facts speak for themselves. It's an F. Ask me what I done. Boy, when they wanted to close Witherspoon School down, it was me that stopped them from closing down. I'm the reason why Ed Lynch became the school board president. And so I do a lot in this community right now. I'm the voice for the people, just like Lolo is. And so I'm speaking out about that. I think Amy Carter should be fired. Now, hold up. She said no. Now, this is not her speaking. Now, how about Tyrone Johnson, who's running for mayor? He was at Parkview School on emergency certification, didn't even know how to do the teaching plan. And so now he's no longer working at that school system. Now, this is what's teaching our children. I've been over there and seen people have a heart just like hers, about to pull a hair out of head because our children are so bad, because there's no man. Well, how you going to have men in the home when you're sending them all to jail and you're trumping up charges on them? Our youth in this community is targeted by the Meridian Police Department, law enforcement, period. So then you have a system set in place that's created dysfunctional, not only in the school system, but in this community and in our families. And so I'm just one individual. I got this. Dice is here. You're here. You're a school teacher, and I understand, but I gotta speak facts. You ask me a question, Amy Carter's incompetent, and I don't think that she should be here. There's nowhere else she could be working if for 4 years straight, she failed our school system. And they keep giving her the $100 and some thousand a year to give your child and my child an F. But I don't like that, and that is not a solution. That's what's wrong with Meridian. And you say you're running. If you're going to allow for incompetent people to keep their job, and she's incompetent because the facts speak for them. I don't care how much you love them. You can love them to death. The fact that she can't raise Meridian Public School System from an F she can't even bring it up to a C. She should have been fired a long time ago because it's a detriment to our children and to this community here. And that's leadership. If we're going to have city council people that's going to sit there and keep people because they like them, because I'm not that person. I'm the person that's going to fire you. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm the one going to ask for those investigations. I'm going to know what it is that your job is. And I'm a hands-on parent. I have a daughter. I have a son that's in school. I got my children the hell up out of here. I'm just telling you the truth. I have 2 sons, Carter and Connor Holt. They were being mistreated at the school. You talk about hands-on. Oh, they'll tell you I'm hands-on. I think Miss McVeigh over there, she's okay, but I think we need a qualified person, a little bit more qualified than her, to be there. If the school system, I don't care what color that principal is, if that school get an F, that's a principal that should have been fired. I don't care what color she is, I don't care what her name is. And that's simple as that. They should be fired if they can't bring our school up from an F to a C. If your school, I don't care what it is, if you take my job at my school system and I'm the superintendent, if you come in there, you the principal, and it's an F, if you don't bring it up to a D, your first year there, you're on probation. And if it drop back down to an F, you fired. It's simple as that. Now, that's what we're going to need, because we're going to, and hold up, ain't nobody going to come in Hoover Public School System. You have to be a PhD in order to be in education to even be a principal there. And it's one of the best schools in the state of Alabama. So education is very important. You got what you call, and in Alabama, in Jefferson County, Alabama, you have to have a college degree to be a substitute teacher. Around here, they don't even care whether you have a GED, what. They just want somebody to come in there and babysit our children. All this stuff is a detriment to our children.
Okay, first.
But that ain't why we're here. But I'm through talking now.
Okay, first of all, you do have to have education to be a sub.
Yeah, high school education or GED.
They
raise
the bar. And to be honest with you, gee whiz, Eddie Hoke. Tell people how you really feel, because that was just rude.
I'm sorry. What was rude about it?
Everything. You don't talk about nobody like that, sir.
Oh, you must not watch my show.
You don't do
you can't
that.
Watch
you don't
my
play
show.
with people's money like that. That was rude.
I don't know whether I can get behind you. I just got to tell you the truth, because if you're going to be the kind of person that can't be factual and call it like it is, that ain't what we need at this particular time. Because right now we need people who's going to be willing to go in the City Hall and kick ass. If we ain't got that, then you shouldn't even run for the job. I just tell you the truth. If you're gonna go there, you're gonna be sensitive, ain't gonna worry about rude, because that ain't what we got right here. We don't have jobs right here. Ain't nothing for our children to do. Our school system is failing. Law enforcement is out of control.
But listen, you're saying our school district is failing, and you're saying that has to do with the city run. It has nothing to do with how the city is running, why our school district is how it is. It starts at home. People are not doing what they're supposed to do at home. I sit there and I watch all these parents going on during this coronavirus and party and everything. And, we had to shut the school down a few times. We are being very cautious about how we're taking these children back in. So at some point, the parents have to be held responsible. I'm lost of words.
Okay.
Maybe we need a break, because
okay, well, let me say this before we go to break, and we will go to break. What you're saying is true. But the mayor appoints the school board members. The school board are the individuals that does the hiring and the firing of the superintendent and the deputy superintendent. They're the one that set policy. You got John Compton, who's the school board attorney, been there longer than you've been in this world. But look at I'm talking about when they were sending out children from the schoolhouse to the jailhouse. John Compton was the attorney then, and it's only a 1 year, folks. Only 1 year that they renew his contract for 1 year every year. John Compton, grandfather, was the school board attorney before him. Witherspoon. That's the reason why that school was named after him, folks. You gotta follow the money if you want to know what the problem is. If you don't know these kind of things, these are the kind of things we're not. I don't even really. You probably should stay.
Let me
a
just
school
ask you
teacher.
this.
I just got to tell you that.
Let me just ask you this.
The school board is incompetent.
Let
they
me
need
ask
to
you
go.
this.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me just ask you this. If you are so for Meridian, it just sounds like you have so much anger and so much bitterness. Like, who hurt you? Like, it's so many entities of the school board. I can't tell you 5 people in central office, because that's above my pay grade. But what I can tell you is, we try every day. I try every day to give my students the best, and it has to come from home. We can't put everything on the school board. We can't, because 20 years from now, children are going to be out of school, and they go into the real world. and they're going to say, the world is going to say, why are you like this? They're not going to say because of the school board. We have to start taking action for ourselves. Does that make sense to you?
It does.
You can't sit there and blame everything. At some point, you're going to have to stop pointing the finger and say, what did I not do
Can you
to
put a
make it
pin
better?
into it a minute and let me rebut what you just said? What hurt me is for me to go somewhere. What hurt me is to go somewhere and I see this. People don't have the power that I have. You was down there protesting because Levi Gill was beat by this administration. You ask me what hurt me? It hurts me when I see my family suffering. When you got to understand the system. See, and let me give you a little bit. I don't think you watch this podcast because it's really this is how it is. And I'm being respectful, but I got to tell you something. I'm listening at you. I don't know what kind of, I have a master's degree in community counseling from Mississippi State University. I have a bachelor's for UAB, so I understand everything that you're doing. No one has hurt me, but it bothers me. I'm a black man. I'm an endangered species. It bothers me when I see things like what happened to Levi Gill, Davon Hardy, and what I'm going through right now because somebody want to keep their job just like Donald Trump and willing to do anything necessary in order to keep it. It bothers me what Lolo Allen went through. It bothers me for the child. Yes, I'm 67, but my youngest child happened to be 7 years old. And so I have children that was in the school system. They was there for 2 years, and I got them up out of here because I want the best for my children. Percy Bland is the mayor of the city, but he sent his children to Lamar. Darrell Thompson sent his children to Lamar because any parent going to want what's best for their children that's in a situation that's detrimental to them and it's going to be destructive to their behavior. I'm that parent. I'm a hands-on parent. No, I'm not hurt, but I'm angry as hell. I'm angry as hell to watch a city that we have people like Kim Burner Houston that will be a black mother but don't have the same love that my black mother have for her children or for that community or that your grandmother had for that community that over there where she grew up at. It bothers me when you allow for people like Rita Jacks to not be promoted meritoriously. That bothers me. So I'm angry about that. And so we have a school board that, in my opinion, is incompetent because they keep giving Amy Carter that job anywhere else. You Google it, you're an educated person. Google it. Anywhere else they would have been fired. You can't get an F in a school system and keep your job unless it's Meridian, Mississippi.
So how do we take that anger and turn it to positive?
No, I want you to know that I'm mad because I want you to know I'm mad.
But you can't stay mad.
No, I'm not angry. But you ask me things, if I'm passionate about it, then this is who I am. That passion shows that I'm sincere about what I'm talking about. So
but do you have to talk about people to get your point across?
No. I'm stating facts. If I lied on Amy Carter, she'll sue me. Say, I've said things on this show, and nobody has never sued me because I hadn't said anything that wasn't factual. The facts remain that Meridian's public school system is a failing school system.
Has the best school system, if you ask me next.
Well, okay, well, that's good. You ain't the person that we need in that job if that's what you're going to bring to the table. I'm saying that to your face.
The city council has nothing to do with the
They have everything to do with it. They have to affirm the school board.
I tell you what, when I was
It's
in
called a
Louisiana,
governing authority. Do you know your job? It governs what person does the selection. He does the selection, and the governing authority has to approve everything that mayor does. And they have basically let him do what he want to do, and look at the state of this city.
Okay, but we're here because we're going into a new direction, into new leadership. So with new leadership comes new responsibilities, comes new people, comes new faces, come new ideas.
But not if you thinking like you're thinking. And I'm just
sorry
being
you feel that
candid.
way.
I'm being candid with you.
I guess because you know what? When somebody starts to play with my money, then you don't play with anybody's livelihood.
You know, somebody said that to me, and guess what they did? Somebody said that very thing to me. They said that, and I'm going to tell you, Terry Kelly was mad at me because I stated a fact. I didn't lie. I stated a fact. So she said that very same thing. And guess what now? And folks, I ain't going to even say this. Dice, take me to a break, and then I'll tell you this off the record. Y'all have come back. We're coming back after the break. Hey, folks, welcome back. You know, I want to say this because, you know, Miss Cockrell, when we was off the air, y'all don't need to know what, you know, but I can say that she really defended Meridian Public School. She defended her job, and she defended her administrator. So what I want to say to you, Ms. Cocker, I want to apologize to you because I should not have done that, because this can jeopardize her job. And I want to reiterate it that this is Reaching Out with Eddie, and I was stating my opinions about things. And folks, look here. If you want to run, sweetheart, run. But me and you pray. If I win and you win, we ain't going to be on the same team because she loves her school. And I do too. And she made some very valid points. And Lo, she grabbed me like mama would have grabbed me. She said, if you say anything about my superintendent again, she said, Tony, you ain't got to come here and cut on him.
He was coming with a black eye. You ain't got to worry about cutting him because he was coming home with a black eye, honey. Please don't file charges.
I'm not. But anyway, folks, again, thank you for listening. And Dice, what about those comments? Lofton, do you have anything to say?
I enjoy what I just seen because for one reason, we as a people have been trained not to believe the truth. Sometimes a person will bring you information that's true. You don't believe it. Why? You heard so many lies and you've been lied to so much till you believe those lies. When a person brings you the truth, a lot of time our jobs are in a kind of like, if you say this or you do that, you go against the company commander or the boss, you lose a position. They won't raise you. They'll keep you at one position or they'll move you somewhere else, give your job to somebody else. They move you around to try to get your mind under control. Not the way it should be, but the way they want it to be. A lot of people don't understand that. It's games that they play with you all your life. All your life, games are played with you. Back in the days, if you had made one more bail, you would have came out of the hole. He tells that same lie every year, and he controls you until you begin to realize you're doing all the work, you're doing all the crop gathering, but yet you still in the hole. How can that be? Because I tell you, if you had made one more bail, you would have came out of the hole. And it's a game. Everything is a game for
just
money.
Like the lottery.
Money and power. It's a game. And you don't understand it. Why? Because I'm the one that's using the pencil. I'm the one that's making laws, rules, and regulations.
Dice, you have something to say about that, Dice? You have an opinion?
No, I was getting ready for the comments, but I will say, on that school system, we got a problem here with the school system, but it's something that, to me, the problem's not going to get solved until we deal with some cold, hard facts about it and stop being in denial. That's just what I see over and over again. So.
And I want to say this to you again, is that Ms. Cocker did very well. She defended her school system, and she's a very caring person. You can see that. She got that from her family, and I really do think she'll make a good city council, and I want to wish you all the luck, and you got my support in that. So I think Percy going to think so, too. Now, that's not, oh, no, I shouldn't have said it. Should I have said that, Dice? Too, Bill? But anyway, I do. I think you'll do. I think it'll be great. I really do. I think that you'll do a good job. I really do. And I'm not saying that to try to, I'm not patronizing you. I really sincerely, in all sincerity, I believe that. I think you'll be very good, and I want to wish you luck as Ward 2 City Council person. So, I think people is that we get her to read your comments. I think the Dice is trying to get your attention.
Oh. I was like,
it's all good. We good. It's good. Let's get to these comments.
Go ahead, Dice. Let's get those comments.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Loretta Bennett says, greetings.
Hello.
Hey, Lo.
What's up, Lolo? Where you at?
I got to say this about Lolo. You know, Lo corrected me the other day. She was right, you know. And I was reading the law. Folks, I read the law, and sometimes I read it, I interpret it the wrong way, and I've done that. But in saying that's about Lo, so Lo got me day before yesterday on Tuesday. Well, I had to go to Pull Apart, Mobile, and tool belt. I promise you, I'm scientific again. You know, I went to YouTube how to take these parts out I need, and so I took Tony with me, man. And so I'm with this tool belt. I'm standing there studying the problem, and I said, "Damn!" I said, "I'm gonna have to call tool belt." I said, "Baby, get on Google and say, let me figure out how to get this out, man. I'm looking for the tools." Tool belt. Tony came up there. She said, "You mean this?" Bro, she embarrassed me, bro. I'm talking about, I'm glad when nobody standing around. I said, "You can't do that no more." Lolo did it one day. Tony did it the next day. And you just got me. Now, you know Lolo my mama. And Trish my sister. Now, I'm going to have to say you my mama, too, because she told into me, too, Bill. She said, "Don't you do that no more." But she really loved her school system, and she's not she's not fake. You can see that, and I think she'll do a good job because she gonna stand by her principles. Nothing I could say could shake her. And she said that I need counseling. Mama said that before she died too.
We're gonna get you the help you need.
Thank you for that, Dice.
Okay. All right, we got Angela Amerson says, hello there, you guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up, Lolo? I'm sorry, Gay. Sam Bell says, Assalamu alaikum, my beloved brothers. Keep up the great and needed work in our community.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Well, he didn't say sister, so I can't really supply. I can't.
Can't beat her. She said you didn't say sister. Hey, he's very respectful toward females. Very, very much so. That's just was oversight.
Maybe it's the haircut.
No, he looking at those eyes. Those eyes don't say nothing manly.
Okay, let's see here. Angela Emerson says, you can't beat your brother Red sing.
No, I can't. I'm horrible with singing. I'm okay. I'm getting better at it. Anytime you want to get better at something, you just have to keep practicing. And so that's what I'm doing. I keep practicing.
Good luck.
Oh, boy.
You gonna sing?
Huh?
You gonna sing?
I sing in church. I second with him, my brother David.
You gonna sing on the show? You always talk about singing, but we never see you sing.
You know, George said that in Las Vegas. Dice, we're going to have to work something out. Where I'm going to sing on the show.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Two belt.
And I want to see the guitar because you always brag about playing. I've never seen it.
He excellent at that.
I'm awesome
Never
on the
seen it.
guitar now.
Can't touch him with that.
I'm the two belt of the guitar.
That's it. Yes.
I guess we're going to call David two belt. You're going to call me guitar strings.
He the man. Let's see here. Mary Etheridge says, evening, guys. I am looking forward to hearing all the things this young lady and her hopes and dreams for Meridian. Continued prayers for Mr. Eddie and Miss Lolo. By the way, good evening, Mr. Eddie and Dice Man.
Good evening and thank you.
Good evening, back at you.
Ain't nobody speaking to you?
Well, she was speaking for you.
Sure
You want
was.
to reply to that?
Yeah, she did.
I just want to say thank you for your support, and I look forward to working for this great city of Meridian, Mississippi. You know, we used to be the state capital. Whenever someone asks me where I'm from, I say, I always say Meridian, Mississippi.
That's
and we
right.
used to be the state capital. So much
You
pride.
talking about doing reconstruction?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we did. So, it's there.
Yeah.
They picked us out of all the cities of Meridian. All the state of Mississippi. So, maybe that can happen again.
I think we have to embrace our past. And it's going to take hard decisions and choices.
We got nothing but time.
Yeah. You got nothing but time. I'm in my last quarter. You in your first quarter?
Yeah, 30s.
Yeah.
Okay. Thais E says, good evening, everyone.
Hey, Thais.
Hey.
So, Thais, Tony Owen says, do you need some more glasses? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That sounded like something, man.
That sounds like I might get stabbed. Now, I can still see her eyes with these glasses off. The glasses is for the reading. I'm going to get stabbed, ain't I? Dice, it's your fault.
I ain't do it. I wasn't there. Loretta Bennett says, Eddie, you forgot you helped at the East End Head Start.
Sure did.
Don't count because he had to be reminded.
Yeah, it's just that when people do things and they're not doing it for a pat on the back, they forget. I've done so much and helped so many people, and I really have. Yeah,
New year, so I expect to be seeing more of you positively.
COVID keeps all of us from coming to the school system and helping out. And what I do, I try to make sure that anybody I come into contact, especially our children, I'm a mentor.
But when you have a YouTube channel, so you can be reading books to the children. The children can take AR tests on them. It's a lot to do. I don't want to hear.
You hear that too, Belle? Come to our church Sunday. We'll talk about it.
COVID's going on.
Yeah, I wanted to come. You know what I wanted to come? I told Tony, you gonna put something in the church, ain't you? We want you to come because we want that pot to go. I just kidding. That's what's wrong with our churches. They meet on Sundays for the wrong reason.
So true.
Okay. Bro Sam Bell says, bro, Meridian public school system is 85 to 90% black. Maybe if they change the curriculum to look like the people who they are teaching, things will change. I agree.
And it still points to, and she's correct when she talk about it at home, because that's the problem that I have, and it takes both parents. A lot of the guys are not at home with their children, but they done broke up with the mother for some reason, and they in another home with somebody else's children, but they're not doing anything to help those children. We got to be a father around all of our children, and my problem is that I have to be Mr. Mom, and and that's the truth. Kristen.
If we can just come together as a community and help our own children.
And I agree with that.
It takes a village.
And I agree with that, but you know, like in Reese, even at Magnolia, when you was a very young child, I think that center in front of your mother's house, I think it was open up and you can go in there and play games and things.
It's a school now.
Yeah, but it don't need to be a school. Whatever it is, they can put the school somewhere.
It's pre-K, it does need to be there.
Well, they need to have the pre-K at the school.
Okay.
That can be a center for Magnolia Pride. That's what it was. You understand that they fix things for us, making it better, maybe politically appropriate, but it has been detrimental to our community. Takes a village, you say, and new ideas, because the current idea is not working.
But then Velma Young, 2 Velma Young centers are right there in the East End.
Yeah.
In the park.
Yeah, I agree. Leadership. I think the ditch should be closed up, folks. I think they should close it up like they did at Hutnall and Mount Zion Church. You know, the ditch went there. They created a parking lot. The parking lot goes on top of Magnolia Creek. They need to cover Magnolia Creek up all the way to South Washington, in my opinion. And that would do a...
You know what? You know, growing up in Louisiana, I enjoyed jumping ditches.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
What part of Louisiana?
Slidell. We just
almost in the bowl. You at the top of the bowl.
see who can jump the farthest across the ditch.
Yeah. Well, Dice.
All right. We got Brown Eye Down. Says most of those kids have incompetent parents. She's a great candidate. Good luck to her.
Thank you. Maybe we can do some parenting classes.
It's not going to do any good because and the reason why I say that, I hate to say that, one thing that George Bush said, collateral damage, a lot of their parents and a lot of the children are going to have to fall by the wayside. We're going to have to grab those that are now. And you know, the education is that by the time a child is 2 years of age, their personality is already set, how they're going to be and what they're going to be and what they're going to do. And then they start manipulating, they start lying, they start deceiving. If they ain't going to be nothing, peer pressure can influence certain things, but by the time they're 2, it's already set.
So what can we do as a community?
Some about
You know what I would like to see? Like Mommy and Tot classes.
What?
Mommy and Tot, where you have mothers who get together. I was a part of it when I was pregnant with Kennedy and had her. But you go to a birth class, you learn about breastfeeding. That's one thing I don't see a lot here. Breastfeeding is really healthy for the child. And Mommy and Tot, you spend that time with a group of women and you're taught, and you do activities. You focus on the eye-hand coordination. So that's some things.
I think that a lot of the parents like yourself are already doing that. Those parents that are not doing that, they're not going to do that because they're smoking loud. They got Xanax and handlebars in their system, so they can't breastfeed the child, and they don't care about their child because they crashing from being awake all night. We're in dire straits. Our community.
So we have to find a way to reach those parents.
It's just like you're talking about an addiction, just like reaching people that are addicted to gambling, addicted to anything. Yes, true, but you think that hold up, look at me, what I'm going through. This is my child's mother. She has problems. My daughter's dead. My daughter died from things that this community is very toxic. And you think that me loving my daughter, I ain't tried to do everything that I could. My daughter would be alive now if my efforts worked. And let's talk about my 10-year-old daughter. You think that I'm just a mom. I compensate for whatever kind of weaknesses or insecurities she had. You think I ain't tried? I tried. And then you get somebody else to go and get her to file charges against me just so somebody can stay in office is not doing a good job? Wow, man. This is what we're faced with here. I don't know what school you go to. You ought to try Parkview, some of those classes. Woo, Lord, it's like another world. Each school system has its own pulse. Parkview, West End Harris, Poplar Spring, Oakland Heights. All these schools have their own heartbeat. Some of them are pretty good school. But if the person if the school is a C level, then baby, that person needs to be running the district. That's just my opinion. And you think that, I mean, I care. I got my first degree in sociology, history. Ain't no money in that. I've been an eligibility worker. I worked at a residential treatment facility dealing with emotionally conflicted children. So I know all kind of things that's on theory, works on paper, but it don't work when you confront it with Mr. and Mrs. Mom and the child that wants something different. I tell you one thing, people, what's wrong with our children. PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo. That, you know, I went out Christmas, they said COVID. That ain't COVID. They're not outside riding the bicycle because they end up playing games, man. We got to get our children away from that.
We need to have a city day.
Yeah.
I feel like each ward should have a city day, a ward day. And I mean, that's what we used to do in Louisiana. We would have city days and ward days, and you literally would just come out all day long, have jumpy houses, fellowship, and we just got to get back to that warm community.
You're not going to get my son. My son makes good grades, but he's not going to go outside to play if he's on PlayStation 5. You got to, I mean, our children now on TikTok, they're on Snapchat. I'm telling them, they on doing things on social media. They're talking, you'll think if you hearing this person speak that you're talking to somebody in their 20s and 30s. But they've learned that social media has educated our children. We got to re-educate our children. We got to reinvent our children. The mistakes that we made with this generation, collateral damage, we're going to have to correct. We're going to have to see what we've done, and we're going to have to correct it with the newborn. And we're going to make sure those that are coming behind, those that are lost, we don't want to lose any of our children, but some of them are lost. And those that are lost, it's just like a bad apple. If we can't leave that bad apple, a rotten apple have to come out in order to save the rest. That's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to be a surgeon in our community.
Have you seen the Bible verse? And I believe it's on Matthew. And that one lamb was lost, and Jesus went to go get that one lamb out of all the hundreds.
It's like a reinvention of the prodigal child.
I refuse to leave. If someone called my phone and said, "I need your help," I'm not going to abandon them. That's just the person I am. If you're telling me your child needs help, or your ex needs help, or somebody, whatever I can do to help that person, I'm going to do it.
I agree, but that's the way.
We're better together, and that just may be my purpose in life. Because they say you never die until you fulfill your purpose, and if that one purpose of mine is to help one person, I'm okay with it.
How about that's the way we are? That's the way we are in our community. That you're not the only one share that feeling, that passion. Dice does, I do. TC Tool Belt, everybody I know. Tony has very limited resources, but she loves her children and she do all she can for them. She's not going to let you hurt her children. There's been times when she had to sleep in a car. She didn't care, but she did what she needed to do in order to be okay. A lot of us share that passion and passion just like you are. But again, even though I do all I can to help a person, all the time I do, I still know that you cannot leave a bad apple, but you got to recognize that bad apple. You got to pull it out. We got to save our community. Mm-hmm. We can't save them all, but you understand that those good apples, we can take the seed from those good apples and plant them and grow good apples. Mm-hmm. But we got to get the bad apples out, and prison ain't for them all the time.
That is true.
Bubba One says,
Hey, Bubba.
Now in this age, the state test decides what grade the school is. Go look and see how many students they fail. The school is just pushing students out like a car factory pushing out cars.
I'll let you respond to that. You're thinking like I am. It's kind of dire, but I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can't disagree with it. That's my position on it. So thank you for that observation, Bubba One.
Okay. Sam Bell says, teachers, no matter how poor jobs they do, they can't get fired. Bruh, our people are deaf, dumb, and blind, and the truth hurt. Bruh Gray, you are hard to beat. She can't overstand.
No comment.
Me either, Bro Sam. You cannot do her like that. I'm tell you that. I think here's Bro Sam. I'm agree with you, but I'm gonna disagree with you because she was passionate and she stood her grounds. She did. I agree. I stated facts, but she stated facts as she believed them.
Okay.
I can't wait till we become an A district because I'm gonna rub it all in your face.
Become a what?
Yeah, A district.
Hey, look here, look here. Hold up. You heard what she said. I can't wait till we become an A district too. You know what? It's coming, but it ain't coming no time soon. But it's gonna take it's gonna take a concerted effort with the whole community, the governing authority, the school board, and the superintendent, and all that need to change. Now that's my opinion, folks. Dice man, don't say that.
Tony C says, "Come on, man, don't lie." Okay, not sure what that's in reference to.
Okay, Tony, I agree. Okay, Tony, I regurgitate.
All right. Tristan B. Hampton says, "Go, Kristen."
Hey, Tristan. She's actually my interim. I have a great team. She's my interim campaign manager.
Okay. I know her mom and her dad. I didn't know I knew her family so well until somebody told me who her mom was.
It's a small world.
Yeah, we played together. Nobody played with your dad.
My parents were always at church, probably.
Yeah. Or at the store selling something. They played in the yard. And whoever, if you lived in that area, you played. Yeah.
Couldn't go past
Good
that
family,
yard,
yeah.
Okay. Erika Rue says, "Is she running for mayor?"
No,
I think she should. No, I'm just kidding.
There's so many people running, child.
Yes,
No,
a lot
I'm
of
running
people.
for Ward 5. And one thing about me, my sister was grilling me. And I told her, I may be running for Ward 5, but I have the best interest for whole Meridian.
That's right. I agree.
It's not just my ward. It's
And she
every ward.
and I think I drilled you too today, didn't
Yeah, child.
Okay. Brown Eye Down says Ward 5. Okay. Erika Rue says Ward 5 is my ward.
Well, hey. I'll be campaigning. I'll be walking.
Volunteer, right?
Yes. I actually,
Do you have a number or something?
I have a Facebook, Kristen Cockrell. KHRISTEN COCKRELL. I forgot to tell you my 5. So I'm going to be focused on family, innovation, values, and excellence. 5. Kristen Cockrell.
Spoken like a true school teacher.
Okay.
And somebody to care. Man, your dad gonna get me. I'm glad he ain't able to hit me. He wouldn't do that anyway. I know he would.
Okay. Tristan B. Hampton says, "Wow, this is intense." Going back to
When you're
y'all's earlier
passionate
discussion.
about something,
Yeah.
I'm not going to back down when I'm passionate about something.
Tell him again what you just said.
I'm not going to back down when I'm passionate about something.
Yeah,
This is my passion.
Yeah. And mine too.
Okay. Brown Eye Down says, "I'd vote for her."
Thank you.
And I think I better get some. Ain't nobody gonna vote for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I think that's good though. I think I just got you elected Ward 5 City Council person. Probably. Dice, you better mute my microphone.
I'm running out soon as it's over, man. I ain't getting cut. Crosshair. Sam Bell says, "Tell my sister I am sorry, but peace to the mother of civilization."
That's to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
He said, "Peace to the mother of civilization."
Thank you.
Yeah. That's your passion that you said that like a true mother and, caring. That's what we need. We really need mamas. And I say that all the time, that we need moms. We have a difference of opinion. She has one school of thought and I have a different one. But we really do need mothers to help fix this situation that we're in. And I stand by that still.
And also not only mothers, but parents who have children growing up in Meridian. Because, just take for example, I don't know how old your youngest child is or youngest your child is, but if
you probably should talk to me about that because I'm the one with the young children in here.
If you have a child that's in college, you don't know the struggles nowadays it is to have a child, a young child growing up in this day society. So I feel like I can relate to those people those parents who have small children growing up in Meridian. Hello, we are on the same struggle together.
Yeah, and I do have children that are in college. I have daughters in the military, so just across the board. My oldest child is Tracy. She works for the state. And then I have a daughter, Crystal, that's a nurse. And then, of course, my two youngest children, but I still have a 10-year-old child that goes to the school system in Meridian Public School, and always has and will continue to do so. And so, yes, I understand. I understand your passion. I would love to have help. But imagine me having to go and get her to take her to school or do something else. I compensate. I ain't here to drag my baby mama through the mud or anything like that. It's just that it takes two of us. What one can't do, the other one has to do. And it's the same with Tony. Tony, children, father is not in their life, but I'm that father figure. I ain't talking about I'm that person that makes that. I think they love me. I love them. You know, I want them to be okay, and so that's what we need. We need more of that, and we don't have that. And even the Dice Man doesn't have a children, but he's an excellent father figure. I would hate to see him not have any children because he's a genius, and we cannot allow for that DNA to just dissipate, to go away. I'm just telling you the truth.
They have clinics for that. But listen, we need to bring in the
We're really, you clinic, you ain't use no clinic.
No.
That's right.
Dice say everything on him working.
Yeah,
He don't
no
want things. Hey, but how about
really
I told,
need to
I
see
did,
about,
we think a lot, and I didn't mean to interrupt you. I actually told him that. You need to store it. They have clinics. You need to store it. It's yours. Store it. Matter of fact, when you get it, freeze it yourself. I had a friend that breeded dogs, and that's what he did. He would, folks, I ain't trying to get obscene, but he actually would masturbate the dog with a rubber glove on, and when it started, he'd flip it around, tie it off, and he'd travel with an airplane, put it in ice, and he sold it.
I was going to say we need to bring the Big Brother, Big Sister into Meridian. That would be an awesome program. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, I am.
And the YMCA. We need that here.
We had all of that here. We had all of that here when I grew up and your dad grew up. But the problem, again, is leadership.
It's coming.
When you get a certain group of people that just want to enrich themselves and doesn't care about the group as a whole, then you have a problem. That's what we need. We need to care. We all need to care. We all got to get involved. Moms, dads, sister, brothers, white, black, yellow, green. Everybody got to get involved if we want this community to be better.
Right. And
it's going to take some. I ain't going to even say it because I don't want to get choked again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dice.
You learn quickly.
Okay.
I made A's in college.
All right. We got Carlos Danger says, did the older generation leave the young people in this mess?
No, because it's the older generation is still running this. We can't get the young people or the young generation to engage themselves. A lot of your peers are not registered to vote and don't vote. You have people that my age won't vote, and you the young people, y'all are smoking that loud and popping them pills. Y'all don't vote at all. Y'all get registered to vote when you go and fill out your driver's license, when you go and sign up for food stamps, but you still won't exercise your right to vote. So it's not us, it's you that will not engage yourself. Do you have a comment on that? You see how I get passionate about things. I can't help it because what you got to understand that I'm not the roots anymore. The young people that are coming behind me are our roots. The ones that come behind us. And you guys are sedating yourself. You want to feel good. You want to look good. But you're not thinking good. And you're not thinking right because you're not doing anything in order to create longevity for yourself and for your seed.
Okay, and Carlos Danger says, put them in sports. So y'all talked about that.
Yeah, but sports can only get you so far. You also need that education. But
that's right.
Everybody's not a sports person. My daughter Kendi tried out for the softball team. I said, Lord, y'all should have just had her for the water girl. But she tries, and she tried. That's all I can say. She tried. Good job, baby. Yeah. She tried.
And I had asthma, and she's right. Sports is not for everybody. But we still. I think maybe, if our children are doing something, maybe we can redirect them. You have what you call positive and negative sanction, meaning that positive reward them when they do well, but we reward our children when they don't do anything, when they act out, and we got to stop doing that. A little child acts out and start crying, jumping up and down because he want eat something or want his mama phone or his dad phone or something, and we give it to them because we want them to shut up, because we want to continue to talk to our friend, or we want to continue to be on Facebook or whatever it is that we're doing. We're going to have to take time out.
We got to stop neglecting our children.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah.
My mama taught me at a very young age when I was having Kendi, let her cry so she can develop her lungs. Let these children be children.
When you and you're right, but a lot of them, they're not being children, and a lot of them had to learn it, you know, on the go, on the fly, and that's bad, because learning things on the fly, especially when you haven't been taught, you're gonna make mistakes.
I'm gonna just say this: that's where prayer comes in for all the prayer warriors out there. I mean, we really need some people interceding for the city. I didn't want to bring
Marie and brother just did this. So yes, sister.
I didn't want to, you know, but we need to pray around the pole, honey. I know a lot of people know a moment of silence around the pole. You know, I see.
Only thing I'm gonna say about that is this: is that, folks, I play in the church every Sunday, and while I've seen a lot of blessings in the church that I go to, I've seen that. I've seen them myself. I've experienced them. And I say this, to me, prayer is a sedative. And what I mean by that, it helps a person feel good, and it helps create silence or make a person think something going to happen. If we don't get in an action mode, action, you got to do, and sit around waiting on somebody to do it for you, whether it's God, your neighbor, your friend, or somebody you never met before. Get out and do it yourself. And one of the things that Richard say a lot is that we don't have no other option but to create jobs and industry for ourselves. We're going to have to do that.
But you know what? I got to give a shout out to all those people who are entrepreneurs, and they shut up the pop-up shops.
Yeah.
So I just pray somebody really make it big, and they can, you know, bring business in. So shout out to everybody who's an entrepreneur. Y'all got it.
She just gave me a shout out. I'm an entrepreneur. You tell me what that word means. Go ahead, Dice.
Small business owners.
For real. You hear that, Joanne? You're an entrepreneur. I ate some of your chicken today, entrepreneur. It was good, boy. I'm talking about, I ate chicken all the way to about, I think it lasted.
But you know what we need?
What?
I'm sorry, Dice. We need we have all these little separate flea markets. I was hoping they weren't going to tear down the old mall, because that would have been a really good location for the city to rent out space if it was up to code for the small business owners to, you know, pop up shop and just have like a walking flea market.
Tell you didn't grow up here. That's what the old mall was. It didn't make any money, so all those little things shut down. Right here, I think
right off the interstate, it's so much money.
But it didn't work. Okay. And so even right here, they had how many businesses came here and had a flea market, and none of them never been successful. Our problem is that we don't support each other businesses, and we're gonna have to start doing that. We have indirectly sent everybody, children, to medical school, dental school, but ourselves. We've done that for everybody. We made indirectly. We have educated everybody else's children but our own. And we've done that by supporting everybody else's business but our own. And we have, I don't know, that ICE thing, that Willie Lynch thing, I guess.
Well, that's a big reason why we got to get some young blood with some fresh ideas into some places that can make some changes in this city. Other than that, you're asking for the same thing over and over again. We got to get that.
Because look at Dub City Fashions over there. He said, he don't even charge taxes. He will sell it to you at your price, but folks still won't go in there and buy it. He got everything they got down here at Queen City Hair Place. That man don't show black people any respect. He'll have lines wrapped around the building, don't even care, and have people in there doing nothing. And that's, we really going to have to start supporting our own. Yeah. If it ain't what you want, make it what you want. Because what you're doing is you're empowering yourself by supporting yourself.
I'm going to go over there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Man, he has everything up in there. Everything. Even hair.
Just driving by.
I even had lottery tickets. And he thought maybe once he put that in there, but they would come in there and buy the scratch-off tickets, won't buy anything else and leave out. And they don't make any money selling the scratch-off tickets. And the only time they'll make money if they win the lottery, the big lottery. Mm-hmm. But the scratch-off ticket, they said, well, the people going to come in and buy this, and then they'll shop in here. But it doesn't work for him.
Well, I'm going to go check them out. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like those, like Pilot. the gas is cheap there, but you go inside, some things on sale, but everything else is in there, you know, but just to get you in there. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. But all of you go out there, support black-owned businesses.
Yeah.
We have them around here. Support them.
Not food, because I'm already a big girl.
Okay. All right. Ashley Anya.
She did her makeup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
She did a good job.
Thank you.
Oh, boy, I'm going to get cut yet. Oh, Tony, don't.
Asking for it.
Dice doing it, Tony.
Okay, let me finish. She says parent involvement is very essential when trying to decipher what our district struggles may be. We should all be a team and not tear down any institution.
Absolutely.
Until you are in the educator's shoes.
Right. That's Ashley, huh?
Okay, Miss Ashley, one of the jobs that I had, I worked at Glenwood Mental Health, which is a residential treatment facility dealing with emotional conflicted children. I worked at Allentown School. So I've been in the school system, and also, and Lois Wright, I was deeply involved. When my children started Head Start, I was there. And so even I've done demonstration at Parkview Elementary School. I've tried to set up things, an after-school program, whereas I would teach karate to the children in this community here free. And Trent Posey and Percy Bland shut it down. After Arthur, who's the director over there, said it was a go, according to Trent. Not supposed to start in November. Here it is, January 2021, and I still haven't started. I'm supposed to start on November 1st. It's not my son-in-law's fault, and this is something free. So how can you be so angry at a person that you take it on at our children? But and sometimes we're gonna have to tear the village down. We're gonna have to and start over. Look at the build. They tearing that old mall down and they starting over and building something new. We're gonna have to do that, and it's going. That's my opinion. That's not hers, and that's not Richard's, and that's not Dice Man. That's my opinion. Is that yes, we need parent involvement, but when the parents are dated on some drug or even just not there, then how you gonna get that parent involved when you get more support from that child, or perhaps maybe that child's grandparent who has an education from the 1960s or the 1950s that doesn't know? I have a nephew that was raised by his grandmother who did not know how to read or write, but she gave him all the love he needed. So my nephew is getting SSI now, because of the deficit. Nothing wrong with him, but he didn't have anybody at home to teach him and instruct him.
Okay, Carlos Danger says, if the people in the institutions are okay with failing our students, they need to go. He's got follow-up comments to it, then y'all respond. He also says, I don't care about a teacher's paycheck if my 7-year-old can't read. I'm not sorry. Okay, you want to respond to those?
And I agree with him. I do.
I'm going to just say this. You have to vote.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. If you don't like the way the laws are, you have that power to change that. You are the ones who put people in charge. So
that's
you have
good.
to vote.
And I stand by that. And she's right. And that's the reason why. If you're dissatisfied with everything, vote. That's how we change things. And right now we have an opportunity to bring some fresh blood in with some new ideas. Vote. The old way has not worked. The old administration, I don't even understand anybody that used to be in public office won't even come back out and try to run. I know they're dissatisfied with how things are. I can remember C.D. Smith ran for office a long time ago and nobody voted for him. He ran as a Republican, he don't run again. But that just shows that if so many people are dissatisfied with this administration. But Ron, I want everybody to run that can run.
Look,
I hope don't nobody run against you though.
let me ask you this. Did you vote? I wasn't old enough to vote, but did you vote for Bill Clinton?
Yes.
You remember? You know
yes.
What?
Oh yes.
You're part of the problem. He passed the No Child Left Behind.
I understand all of that, but
you voted that in.
But you understand that it's been times we had the lesser two even. That's what the Dice Man talking about, voting inside a box. If you're a Democrat, you vote Democrat. You don't even care what the person does. We got to get away from that. We got to look at a person's report card, whether they black, white, Republican, or Democrat.
Right.
Now, so happen that you and I Democrats, so we with the Democratic ticket. Now, it's okay for a Democrat to vote for.
But you know what I like about Democrat? We look after everybody, rich, poor. It doesn't matter. We're here for everyone.
Yeah.
Let us help you.
Yeah.
Dace is like, what was that face?
All right.
I don't think Dice quite agreed with all that. Maybe the part about the rich part of it anyway.
50 years of hearing that. Okay. Ashley Anye says, Carlos, with all respect, what resources has been utilized to help with the reading?
I tell you what, that's my best friend. You're not going to come for me and don't think they're not going to send for you, honey.
I got to say this is that when I went to Magnolia, and any of you guys, if you don't believe me, go to Parkview Library. A lot of the books that I read when I went to Magnolia in the 1960s, they're at Parkview Library. So we're not getting the resources. Our children are not getting stellar education. Now, that has nothing to do with you teachers now. It has more to do with leadership, such as, she right, vote. Boy, you good. She's good. Y'all ought to be proud of this girl, him. Dad, she's doing a good job.
We cannot do anything out.
Hey, you know, I shut up talking when you said that.
Shut up.
She's wicked, ain't she, Richard?
I'm trying not to take over. I'm trying to be
quiet.
A lot of this stuff I won't respond to, but I ain't gonna do it. Okay. We'll have our own show. All right. Patricia Allen says, hello, you guys.
Hey,
Trish.
She was a really good supporter this summer. Hey, girl.
Yeah.
What's up, Trish? I'm sorry. Carlos Danger had one more that I missed and says, how will she help the people who are 18 to 27?
The people that vote, the people that are 18 to 27 going to have to vote for themselves. But I know what you're going to say, because her and I, we've already talked about this. One of the things that she want to do is she want to implement some type of programs, a place for them to go. And one of the things that she came over, her and I was talking together, like, you know, 19th Street up there, that's what I talked about the other day. That's an empty building that could be gutted out, and those people that age group, that very age group that you just mentioned, that'll be a place for them to go and hang out and do safe things, engage in safe activity. Those are going to act out and want to smoke weed, but they're going to have to find somewhere else to go. They won't be able to do it up there at the 19th Street Teen Center for that area.
Yeah. And I don't know how it is dating young or nothing, but there's really no place to take a person on a date. So maybe we can get some pool tables in there and, you know, have a whole ambiance.
That's right.
Safety, though.
That's right.
But take everything else home, child.
That's right.
Just hang out. Get to know somebody. That's the problem. You don't get to know nobody. You just hop in the bed and bam, here come kids.
We can engage the community, because and a lot of those kids are already in some kind of game. But one of the things that Jonathan DeBar said, and I was on the public safety team when Percy won the first time, and so I created a program. It was the community liaison program where you took the gang leaders and gave them jobs to police their own areas. And Percy came back and was going to give that job and create that position for Terrell Thompson. But I'm the one that drew up that plan. Not only that, folks, I drew up how to reseed the Democratic Party and turn Lauderdale County from a blue county into a red. From a red county to a blue county.
That was a really good question. And one of the things I wanted to say was, if you have something that you want to do, let me know. It's only so much that I want to see for the city. I can't tell you what a male point view may be of the city, because I'm not a male. I'm just a female, married, middle-aged woman. No, I can say that.
You're not even middle-aged.
Can I say
you need to quit playing, because I'm 67 and she's middle-aged. Wow.
Can I say middle-aged is 30?
No, you're not middle-aged.
Okay, well,
you're still in your first trimester.
Okay, first trimester. But I really want to get the community's output, because so many times, you know, lawmakers just think of what they want. But I really want the people to tell me what you want, so I can get in the office and say, this is what my people want. Ward 5, Ward 3, Ward 2, anybody.
That's good. And one of the reasons why I'm running is that the people that are there seem to know what's best, but what they're showing us is not what's best for us, because there's nothing for those children in the groups. We don't have anything for our children to do, but how about there's nothing for you to do, and there's nothing for me to do, or any of us to do in this city, and we're going to have to fix that, and we're going to have to do that by changing out the leadership. Dice?
Okay. Ashley Anye says, there have been drugs in every area, so they don't outnumber those young folks who do exercise their right.
Okay.
I kind of don't really understand that, but I'm going to accept that. I think what she's saying, that, and she's right, there's drugs is like permeating in our community.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. But not everybody use drugs, but a lot of them do. A lot of them do. but they got to get away from that because they got to understand, they got to learn about economics, and that's where education come in there. You really can't do anything if you're going to be sedated all the time. You really can't afford to be strung out on this drug, but you just cannot. We just cannot afford. We're going to have to do things differently.
I was shocked to realize how many people have never left Meridian. So maybe like for those people who do summer camps, to go to Hattiesburg, to go to, different, take the children outside of, Meridian, do a traveling.
That's something the school could do, and that's also
something. Here we go, putting stuff back.
No.
Dice.
They did that when I went to school. Is that every year the school, once you got in a certain grade, they went away for a weekend. But not just school, you have summer camp, but we don't have any programs at all.
It's coming.
But one thing that Randall Jennings said is that the school system and Parks and Rec got to work together. The two, like they got to, for the betterment of this community and our children, and I agree with that.
And we got to get more volunteers too. Volunteer time. You have kids. What's the, me and you go to them young. Everybody bring y'all kids. I would do some yoga.
Voluntarily give me your check. That's what you do.
My bills
hey, you're right. You're right. You have people out there that really want to make a difference. You have top of your brand that don't mind volunteering.
And my baby just signed up for the art class at Velma Young. But the only thing
art class starting at Velma Young.
But the only thing I don't like about Velma Young is I can see through the windows, and I'm real private about my family, and I can see my child, and I don't like.
But all you have to do is address that with Arthur, and he will. I'm sure that he'll address that if you talk to him about it.
It's just me. Yeah. Everybody else might like that.
But probably, hey, that's one of the things that I thought. But I think Curtin should be up there. But if you're teaching karate, you want people to see it from the outside because you want the people to come in, and that's the reason why the wonders are there. And that might be around art, but isn't it ironic how they can have an art class for our children and won't let them learn karate, which teaches discipline, teaches coordination, and look at the Dice Man. I have an impressive alumni. Out of all the students I've taught, I only have one that did not do well.
I'll sign my children up. You don't have to do it at the park. Say, hey, we're doing it over here at Velma Young Park. Y'all coming out. You can't stop people from doing something.
I understand that. At one time I'd done that, but I just don't think it's fair to our children. Look at this time of year. So we have a park, we have a building over there that's empty, but I got to go and teach our children outside. No, we changed the administration. They got to care about our children. They got to want our children. They got to. One thing I think one of the things that I've learned that you cannot subject yourself to personal feeling, and we have too much of that going on in this government right here. We have too many personal feelings. It gets personal and to the detriment of, so I don't like you, so I ain't doing nothing for the children. You can bring something good. No, folks.
I know it's just sad the way that sounds.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But that's how it is. If they don't like you, look at our children. Because they don't like me, our children are not learning discipline and coordination. And not only that, how about when I got my practicum and my intern, I did it at Western Guard. So I gave them counseling. I'm able to counsel children when they have problems. I am a strong male. I'm a father figure. I bring a lot to the table when I engage. Nice.
Can't beat your drink.
Okay. Patricia Allen said, if I lived in Ward 5, I would sure vote for her.
Thank you. You can definitely buy a house, honey. 30 days before.
Okay. Let's see here. Patricia Allen also says, I agree, Eddie. Faith without work is dead. Pray about it and make some positive moves.
I'm going to work with you, Eddie Hart. We're going to get that heart smoother than butter.
I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay. I've one of the things that I've done is that I've helped so many people legally. I have. It was me. I said a president. I had a felony conviction, and I ran for public office, and they challenged me. At the same time, they challenged Randall. But I kept on and I fighting. So I teach you that you fight for what you want, that you don't ever quit. And if you have the law on your side, you're prevailing in. Even with this thing that's designed to embarrass me, it's oppressive, it's an embarrassment on my family, it messing with my family name. All this was by design, just by one person that want to stay in power. And every single time, and the individual that I helped create, helped made mayor, every single time that I've attempted to run for public office, he've used his power, his office, and his influence in order to impede with that and mess with my life.
Have you ever heard of Katy Perry?
Katy Perry on TV.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. stand a little taller. It'll be all right.
I agree.
Everything is going to be fine.
That's the reason why my skin is so thick. It doesn't look like, but it's thick. I've been through a lot. And I'm still standing.
See there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Carlos Danger also says vote without work is dead too. Voting without work is dead too.
I don't agree with that, Carlos. Voting without working. When you vote, you're working. It's up to the person that you vote for to do the work.
All right. Ashley Anye says, we definitely have to put footwork behind our prayers, but I don't think it's a pacifier. And she also says, I'm sorry, that's not her. Somebody else. Tristan B. Hampton says, we undervalue what really matters and overvalue what doesn't.
I can agree with that assessment.
That's why she's my in-law. Yes, girl.
Next time, you better bring your posse here when you come. I'm sure gonna have. But she got. No, you don't need to bring your posse. I need to bring mine. No, I just kidding.
I have a great support team.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I wish you success. I think that you will. I think you're gonna make an excellent council person.
What they say, your head's on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and what I'm gonna do for the sake of time, because of these last, I'm gonna kind of read through them, then y'all respond at the end.
Okay.
That good with y'all?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. All right. Carlos Danger says Martin Luther King didn't say vote. He said get out there and protest. Do something.
We couldn't vote then, Carlos.
Okay. Tristan B. Hampton says Carlos, Martin Luther King definitely said vote because that was one of the main things he fought for.
Thank you, friend.
Ashley Anye says, okay, she made a mistake. Jeff Short says, oftentimes when we vote our people in these offices all they tell us is that their hands are tied. Jot it down. Carlos Danger says, amen, Jeff. Carlos Danger also says, Martin Luther King said, I fear I am integrating my people into a burning house, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. We need to create our own government, our own institutions. Stop trying to save the plantation, Tristan. Carlos Danger also says, imagine a slave trying to pour water on the slave master's house. And then last but not least, Tracy Holt says, hey, everyone.
Hey, baby.
Y'all want to respond to any of those?
I want Richard to speak, and then, unless you want to respond and then let Richard speak, because Richard's taking a lot of notes over there. Go ahead, Christian, go ahead.
When I was hearing all the comments, the only thing that I wrote down is come together. We've got to come together. We've got to come together to vote. We've got to come together at a round table. The community needs to come together. You know, each ward needs to come together, and you tell us what you want. So, and then, you know, we have city council meetings. You can say, this is what we want. But too many times people are not speaking up. So we have to speak up in what we believe in. And it's okay to disagree. Just got to come together on some common ground to do what's best for our children, to do what's best for our city.
Thank you. Very well said. Richard?
Most of us is not willing to sacrifice ourselves. When I say ourselves, that means everything that you got. Money, power, influence, to do what's best. What you mean what's best? You want to change things, you have to be willing to sacrifice to change it. Whatever it takes to change it. A lot of times we let other people dictate our lives, and we don't really understand what they're doing. They will give you a job, and you think the price is good, but they manipulate your time where you cannot work with your own family in some cases, and you don't realize what's happening to you.
Dice? Folks, I don't think I have anything to say. It's just I thank you for coming here. I really do. And I was kind of hard on you a little bit, so I apologize. I don't think that I probably should have drifted over into where you work. I think so. I know you'll be coming back, won't you? Y'all see it? She'll be back once she low. Low knows. We won't discuss schoolwork. We're going to talk politics straight, love. We're going to kind of like stay away where you work at. I don't want to get choked again, Tony. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening. Dice, man, anything you got to say? Any other comments we need to read?
No, we're good.
Folks, she's right. We got to vote. We have to vote, and we definitely gonna have to come together. A lot came out tonight, and she's right. I am angry, but you don't have to know why. All of you know why. She ain't been around me, so she don't know a lot. Obviously, she didn't watch my podcast, Lolo. We're going to have to fix that. I think it might be something that school teachers are not allowed to look at, but I want to thank her for coming here, and boy, I don't think anybody else going to come here again. Oh, no. I don't know. Yeah, they'll come. But anyway, again, I want to thank y'all, and I want to thank you again. I want to thank you, Richard.
My husband for his support. Hey, Rob.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Anybody you want to thank?
Honey bun.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I don't want to thank Tony for embarrassing me yesterday. Here I am. I said, you got to be a mechanic. I mean, the thing just fell off. I said, wow, man. Too bad I was studying the problem. I studied the problem too long. Everything don't take a scientific method, you know, but she's pretty smart. I appreciate her being there for me like your husband there for you. I appreciate Rich, and I appreciate you too, Dice. Y'all have a safe weekend. Dice, man, take us home.